We've got a ton of Dexter Resurrection news to talk about, and honestly, it's starting to sound even better than I expected. What's up, Dexter fans? This is Jim from Bingetown TV, and we have some huge updates to break down today, including blood slides, Miami returning, and some major character theories. So let's get into it. Let's start with the biggest hint we've gotten so far. Recently, writer and executive producer Scott Reynolds posted a picture straight from set, and it could be a very big deal. It shows 15 glass slides, each one smeared with what looks like old, dried blood. There's a scalpel sitting next to them, a dropper, and even a dish full of slides soaking in red liquid. And if you know anything about Dexter Morgan, you already know exactly what this looks like. Blood slides, Dexter's trophies. Dexter's old ritual might be back in Dexter Resurrection, or maybe it's not. Because if you really zoom into these slides, something feels a little off. They're sloppy, way messier than Dexter's old blood slides. We all know Dexter was all about precision. Everything was clean, neat, and surgical. These slides look a little rushed, like someone trying to mimic Dexter, but missing the mark. And that got me thinking, what if these aren't Dexter's trophies at all? What if they're Harrison's? Think about it here. We know how New Blood ended. Harrison shoots Dexter and he leaves his father and drives off alone. We also know from Dexter Original Sin and from all the filming updates that Dexter survives and eventually ends up in New York City looking very much alive and very healthy. Clearly, time needs to pass between the events of New Blood and Resurrection. So what if, during that time, Harrison realizes he can't suppress his dark passenger after all? What if he realizes he made a huge mistake pulling that trigger, and without his father to guide him, he feels lost? What if in the time between New Blood and Resurrection, Harrison is 15 victims deep? This would be absolutely wild because that is a lot of killing. But who knows? Anything is possible. The slides being sloppy would make total sense. Harrison isn't a forensic specialist like Dexter. He's not experienced at all. He's just a kid with a dark passenger. Of course, there's always the chance the slides are a part of a flashback, a dream sequence, or even tied to the Bay Harbor Butcher case finally catching up to Dexter. But right now, I'm thinking Harrison could be a cool reveal. Let me know what you guys think. Is Dexter back to his old habits, or are we about to meet a new version of the Bay Harbor Butcher? Now, moving on, there's even more to get excited about. We found out that even though Dexter Resurrection is mostly set in New York City, Miami has officially re-entered the story. They filmed a Miami lounge scene in Manhattan, transforming part of the city to look like sunny Florida. And obviously the question is here, who's going to show up in the Miami scene? Right now, the only confirmed Miami Metro character returning is Angel Batista. And sure, Batista does make sense. He's an obvious pick here because we know he's a main character in the reboot, but that depends on how often he's going to travel from New York to Miami while trying to catch Dex. But there are a few other names floating around too. Joey Quinn is a huge one, and I think this is the answer we all need. After the events of the original series and the fact that Batista is now involved and knows Dexter's secret, it would be totally weird if Quinn wasn't involved. A nice plus for this theory is that Desmond Harrington, the actor who plays Quinn, actually lives in New York City, so it'd be really quick and easy for him to pop in for a quick scene, but let's hope he's around for more than just a quick cameo. There's also talk of Vince Masuka popping back up, or even Captain Matthews, and maybe even Jamie Batista. But let's be honest, the real payoff is seeing Quinn or Masuka get pulled into the action. The one possibility that would be pretty boring would be if they used the Miami scene just to introduce brand new characters instead of bringing back the old crew. If you're going to tease us with Miami, come on guys, give us someone we actually care about, bring the old crew back. Either way, knowing Miami is still a part of Dexter's story makes me even more excited for what's coming in Resurrection. And if you guys are loving these Dexter updates, make sure you follow along. We actually covered Dexter New Blood and Dexter Original Sin over on our Dark and Twisted podcast, breaking down every theory, every reveal, and all those crazy twists. So if you want even more Dexter content while we wait for Resurrection, definitely check them out too. But hit that subscribe button because we'll be giving updates on every single piece of news from Dexter Resurrection, as well as theories and other fun videos. All right, guys, until next time.